Paying taxes is something you have to deal with no matter what you do in life. Especially where you live, you have to deal with taxes. Unfortunately, those that live in the United States have to pay on their worldwide income as a US citizen unless they renounce their citizenship. As a Canadian, you have other taxes or actually live in one of the most taxed countries in the world. And for someone like myself who's lived in Canada before, today I'm going to talk to you about the taxes that I do not have to pay in Serbia. So coming from Canada and those that are living in the United States, this is going to also affect you or anyone else that is interested in moving to Serbia. You may have some of these taxes that I'm going to mention that you actually have to pay in your own country. But if you move to Serbia, these taxes will not apply to you. And today we're going to go through a number of the biggest ones that I experienced as a citizen in Canada, something that I absolutely hated living in Canada. And even after leaving Canada, I keep on hearing the huge taxes that they're increasing there, one of which that Canada pays that no other country pays, including Serbia, is ridiculous carbon tax, especially when they only contribute 2% of the carbon in the whole world. So that's going to be on another video, but today we're going to talk about the taxes. So the first one is going to be going out especially to those that are living in the United States, and that is a citizenship tax. Now, there are a couple other countries in Europe that are toying with having to tax you on your worldwide income. I believe France is one of them, and I believe Germany is also toying with that idea. And if you're looking to get away with that before it's even implemented, you might want to reconsider obtaining temporary residency here in Serbia and get your foot in the door when it comes to moving towards citizenship here in Serbia. And that's something that we here at Relocation Serbia do, is we help all our clients, regardless if you're an expat, if you're a family, if you're a business investor, we help you obtain your temporary residency, move you through the process of permanent residency, and then eventually into citizenship as well, and packaging everything that you need together so that you get your applications moved forward. And so unlike the United States, wherever you are United States citizens, regardless of where you live, you are taxed on your personal income worldwide. However, there are ways that you can get around this. For instance, if you own a LLC or a DOO, what we call here in Serbia, we have a very low corporate tax rate here. And if you have a corporation here in Serbia, that corporation is not obliged to pay taxes to the United States, only you as a United States citizen on your personal income. So if you only make $10,000 or $20,000 per year on your personal side, that's all that the government in the United States is going to take. And if you keep the rest in your business and reinvest it, or use it towards business purposes, then you're only going to be paying the corporate taxes here in Serbia. The next tax that we have that we don't have here, is a luxury tax. There is absolutely no luxury tax here in Serbia. One of the things that they implemented in Canada is a luxury tax on any high-end goods. So if you're looking at purchasing a yacht, if you're looking to purchase a piece of real estate over a certain amount of money, if you're looking to purchase a vehicle over a certain amount of weight, you have to pay a luxury tax because you have luxury goods. And there is a separate tax actually on top of of the many other taxes that you pay in Canada, such as your GST, your PST, and of course, like I mentioned at the beginning, your carbon tax. And because everything is shipped through boats or trains or trucks, those companies all pay carbon taxes, and so the end user is you, the person who is purchasing these luxury tax. However, if you are looking to purchase any of those vehicles here in this beautiful country, or any of those items in this beautiful country, you do not have to pay a luxury tax, which is can go a long way, because then you can buy more goodies for your life and for your family members or whatever it might be. The beautiful thing here also in Serbia, the next one that we do not have that other countries do have, is that we do not have a progressive tax here in Serbia. And so what I mean by that is, for instance, the more you make in Canada, the higher your tax bracket goes. And so if you're making $50,000 per year, you're going to be taxed at one tax bracket, whereas if you're making $100,000, you're going to be at a higher tax bracket, and you can go up to 51% of your income can go towards taxes just in Canada alone. Now, this does not go that doesn't bring into account the people that are in the United States, in other parts of Europe. And so what we have here in Serbia is a flat rate tax. And so on your personal income, your flat rate tax is 10%. And if you're owning a corporation, your corporate income tax is 15%. And even if you're an employee here in Serbia, your taxes as an employee, which would fall under your personal income, would be a 10% tax. And if you're an employee of your own corporation, you would pay your 15% corporate tax and a 10% personal tax as well. When it comes to dividends or any of those other means of obtaining income, those are going to be taxed differently, and we can take that as a case-by-case basis with our team of accountants here in Serbia, and we can help facilitate that, because depending on the type of business that you're setting up, you are going to be falling into a different tax. And there's some companies out here that are setting up their business, such as a IT business, that you can get down to as low as 1% tax rate. And that is something that is unheard of, especially in these Western countries. Now, the next one that I'd like to touch on is the no stamp duty tax on property purchases. And so what that falls under is that if you're living in countries like UK or Australia, you're going to have to pay a stamp duty, which is a hefty tax and can add thousands of dollars to the final cost of either purchasing or selling a property, which can, be the difference of either buying that property or not buying that property. And Serbia does not have a stamp duty tax. And in that same form, we do have a small administrative fee. And of course, the real estate agents here in Serbia are going to have their fees, which are about 2 to 3% of the purchase price of the house, which again is substantially lower than what it is in some of the Western countries. I know in Canada and United States, some of the real estate agents there are charging about 5 to 7% of the property value, depending on the type of real estate agent that you're paying or that you're working with. So if you're working with a higher end real estate agent in Canada, they're going to probably be closer to the 7%. But if you're working with any regular family home realtor in North America, you're going to be paying about 5%, which is split with the buyers and the sellers agents, and so they're each at 2%. And so to quickly recap that, in Serbia we have no citizenship tax, unlike the citizens in the United States, and as well as looks like some of the other Western European countries that are talking in talks about adding a citizenship tax. And the way to get out of that is by looking elsewhere, having that plan B. And a lot of the expats, families, investors, and business owners are looking for that plan B here in Serbia. Why? Because not only do we don't have these taxes here, but we also have a great strategic location that has great access to the west and to the east markets. We are in a great location for infrastructure when it comes to IT, Forex trading, any tech startups. This is a great hub for that, with a lot of younger generation that are very knowledgeable in this space. We don't have wealth tax, such as many of the Canadians are dealing with these days. There is no luxury tax. There is no progressive tax here. So it's really nice to know, hey, listen, if I'm working, this is what I'm getting taxed on. Not that when it comes to income tax time, which is something that's coming up in the near future, you have to guess, oh, what did I make? Do I have to deduct this on taxes? What was my overtime? You know, it's pretty easy when it comes to income tax, or when it's filing your taxes here in Serbia. 10%, 15%, and if you fall into some of those other specific categories of businesses, you might be down to as low as 1%. And there is no stamp duty tax here like my friends in the UK and Australia are dealing with. So what do you think? Are these some of the great benefits, or what do you think of the taxes that we do not have to pay here rather than what you pay? And what are some of the taxes that you as the viewer are paying in your country that you feel is completely ridiculous? And if you need any help moving to Serbia, please feel free to reach out to us at relocationserbia.com. We'd be happy to facilitate a consultation to find out what is the best avenue for you. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.